Hey tankers, and welcome back to World of Tanks with PR154. And today we're following Sammie 2015 of the Lime Clan in the Tier 8 Premium Czech Heavy Tank, the Skoda T56. This is a tank it's come out fairly recently. It was the flagship of the Czech heavy tank line, and it's certainly a beast of a tank. It does have its weak points, and they need to be managed quite carefully in order to play the tank effectively. It used to be played quite patiently as well. Its hull armour is not a lot to write home about, so you do need to be very careful when moving to take shots. But of course, when you do take those shots, you have the capacity to cause 920 hit points of damage with its 2-round clip. Which is at 490 hit points of alpha damage is pretty unprecedented amongst Tier 8 heavy tanks of this sort of class, particularly amongst the autoloaders. So moving out, we managed to tracking shot on the defender. 3.5 seconds later, ammo racking shot to the defender. Back to the garage they go for a tank that could have had quite a significant impact on the battlefield. Just unfortunately overextended, and Sammie 2015 has made him pay the price. So working this hull down position makes best use of Skoda T56. It has excellent turret armor protected by these 50mm thick armor skirts as well, so that's quite beneficial. Well, one of the drawbacks of Skoda T56 is its base dispersion is 0.35 meters per 100 meters, so it's not the best, but in spite of that, Sammie's able to make it work with a very sneaky cupola shot on the opposing Skoda T56. Of course, the cupola is one of the obvious weak spots of this tank, and one of the few that are available if you're firing heat rounds, because the spaced armor on the turret otherwise really fails your ability to land those penetrating hits. So with the Skoda T56 playing somewhat cautiously, we might have to look for other opportunities, and there's certainly no shortage of that. A bit of a swing and a miss against the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger, and we still keep one shot in the tube. Who are we going to put it into? T34 will cop it on this particular occasion, and ducking back for a reload. Team scores are still fairly close, although Sammie's team does have a 1,000 hit point advantage at this point, which is in no small way aided by the fact that Sammie, for the shots he's sent downrange so far, has been able to accrue nearly 1,700 hit points. Swing and a miss from the enemy Skoda T56. Can Sammie J answer the Sammie 2015? Sorry, I was thinking about the ABC presenter. Can he answer the call? No, he decides instead to land the hit in the T34. And unfortunately, exposing himself like that is copped a fair bit of punishment from another enemy Skoda T56, as well as the T34 itself. This is where a lot of Skoda T56 players find themselves in a bit of trouble. They have a moment of impatience and are suddenly punished for it quite heavily. Although I personally find after I sort of take a solid whack to the hit points during a battle, it kind of shocks you back to reality, and you start playing a bit more cautiously, which arguably, well, maybe that's how I should have played when I started the battle. But it's there's nothing quite as reaffirming as having bugger all hit points left in order to define your gameplay for the rest of the battle. But he's done quite well so far. He's caused 2 kills on the enemy team. He's racked up nearly 2,500 hit points and damage. Now I take that back, 3 kills and nearly 2,700 hit points of damage. So he's really landing these killing shots. We can see they seem to be having a reasonable degree of success in the town, and the enemy team, however, has been able to push out of... can I get my cursor? Yes, I can. They've been able to push out of the smaller town here. They've been able to push up through the 0 line and are now threatening the back line. There's a Lansen, and I believe there was an IS-6 in there as well. Indian Panzer also joining the fray as well. So we're just trying to draw a bead on them. We get one hit, Can we get a second one in? Yes, we do. So that's an incredible deficit to the hit point position of the Indian Panzer. And I guess that's what Skoda T56 does quite well. When you have a 920 hit point clip that's able to be delivered in 3.5 seconds flat, you can really make a difference in how aggressively an enemy vehicle can play subsequently during that battle, particularly in those situations where that enemy vehicle needs to play aggressively in order to advance their cause. Having said that, Sammie's team appears to have lost its early hit point advantage. It's now sitting at they're roughly even on hit points now, although we're certainly closer to about 1,000 to 1,500 in deficit against the enemy before Sammie shut down the Lance & C. You can see the IS-6 is moving up as well, trying to use the Lance & C as cover somewhat effectively as well, in that it's been able to bounce that shot from Sammie, and while Sammie's on the reload and trying to work out what to do next. You can see the Indian Panzer has also not gone away, and it's sort of creeping up the B line as well. So he needs to be a little bit careful. He's got 2 guns downrange of him. Trying to go for those cupola shots on the IS-6. Fortunately, the Indian Panzer makes a bit of a bold poke, and Sammie's able to shut him down for his 5th kill of the game. He really is collecting heads today. Switching up to the premium ammunition on the Skoda T56, that'll give him up to 256 millimeters of penetration, which is probably the sensible choice under the circumstances. That IS-6 does not appear to be it very much appears to be taking advantage of its terrain, of the hull down protection. So that leaves 4 enemy vehicles in the game, including the IS-6 that we saw slink away, and the self-propelled gun that has not been spotted yet. So some of those enemy vehicles haven't been seen in quite some time, and there's basically 4 heavy tanks left on Sammie's team, which are generally not renowned for their ability to spot enemy vehicles. So patience will probably need to prevail here. They appear to have the advantage, though. Like if Sammie's team wanted to start capping now, that they appear to have exerted map control and are probably at liberty to start contesting the cap circle. Having said that, the enemy artillery piece has just shut down their nameless, so now they're roughly even on hit points and roughly even on bodies. So Sammie announces he's going to press the A line and try and go after that IS-6. These opportunities to sort of close the loop and try to create crossfire opportunities are going to be critical for the team at this point in time. You can see the Basante C45 has got the TNH 105 more or less bottled up in the bottom corner, so that'll be helpful for the team. And it appears the Basante's been able to shut down the TNH, so that's helpful. Sammie has been able to find the IS-6, placing a shot into the lower frontal plate. IS-6 is now a 1 shot for Sammie. Of course, Sammie's on the reload at the moment, which I believe the base reload on this guy is around 21 seconds. Realistically, that's probably a situation where the IS-6 should have pressed their advantage, recognising that Skoda T56 is an autoloader, because IS-6, by contrast, has quite a high rate of fire. It's quite frequently it happens that IS-6s will run out of ammo because they really can keep the damage per minute up. And even with their fairly sucky penetration, they had every chance to sort of shut Sammie down in this situation, but it appears Sammie has won the duel. In fact, bouncing the shot off the IS-6 in the process, which is quite surprising under the circumstances, given how fragile the hull armour of Skoda T56 can be. So we're now left with 2 enemy vehicles for 3 on Sammie's team. We've got the stealth-propelled gun and the Progetto 46. Sammie, having shut down the IS-6, has now earned his Top Gun medal for his 6th kill of the game. So that's awesome. We can see the Tiger 2 is playing a semi-cautious approach on the JK line. Although the German heavy tanks do tend to have fairly good optics, Progetto 46 just does it better. There's just something about those Italian mediums and their optics that are just they're quite good in that respect. I guess that's why you see so many Progetto 46s in the ranked mode at the moment, because they just they have it all, that ability to cause a large amount of clip damage, that ability to spot their own food with good optics. And it appears in spite of a fairly close-up encounter, the Progetto 46 has been able to shut down the friendly Tiger 2, although Sammie was also able to spot and snot the enemy SPG for his 7th kill of the game. Doing really well here. Unfortunately, the Progetto 46 has been able to answer the call and shut down Sammie's artillery driving teammate. So now it's just Sammie in the Skoda T56 versus Deep Striker in the Progetto 46. Now, bit of caution required here. With the 3-shot autoloader of Progetto, they're right on those average damage margins of whether the Progetto is going to be able to shut Sammie down. By contrast, the Progetto is a complete one-shot for Sammie. I believe the Progetto was won about 150 hit points last time we saw it. So this is going to be quite a tricky contest. I mean, the Progetto might get the first shot in, might even get the second shot in, but Skoda has 2 shots in the tube. Very smart position for the Progetto 46 to take here, though, presenting as small a target as possible for Skoda T56 that quite frankly doesn't have the best accuracy or gun handling, and I guess that's characteristic for balance reasons for a lot of auto loading or auto reloading vehicles. So Sammie is making the best of this moment where he's creeping up on the Progetto, reload the mag to make sure he's got 2 shots in the tube. Of course, Progetto 46 doesn't necessarily know that. Swing and a miss against the Progetto. 1 shot left to go, and he's able to bring it home, and that's 8 kills to Sammie 2015 of the Lime Clan, and victory for Sammie and his team. Let's go and take a look at those results. So that's a victory for Sammie 2015 of the Lime Clan, and a well-deserved ace mastery. He's picked up a Top Gun epic medal as well for causing at least 6 kills to the enemy, which he's come away with 8 kills, which has also earned him the Radley Walters Medal, which you get for destroying 8 or 9 enemy vehicles. So very well done to Sammie. This is not a medal that turns up every day. He's also collected quite a few badges of merit as well. Bruiser for causing damage to internal modules or crew members at least 5 times in the course of the battle. Demolition Expert for causing an ammo rack detonation, which he was able to do in his 2nd shot on the defender fairly early in the game. Duelist for destroying at least two enemy vehicles that caused damage to him in turn. 5 for effect, which when you do over 5,000 hit points of damage, you more than outstrip your base hit points. So this medal almost goes without saying. And of course, shell proof for bouncing more than the hit points of your vehicle, which over 2,000 hit points bounce. It really is testament to the very solid turret armor that's available on Skoda T56. Having a look at the team scores, well-deserved top placement by experience. An absolutely cracking 1,800 experience earned in this battle. That is just absolutely phenomenal. Special mention, of course, to Troublemaker in the Bisonte C45 that was doing such a great job contesting the opposite flank to what Sammie was working. Looking at the detailed report, quite a substantial credit yield here. With, of course, in spite of battle payments and personal missions completion, that's still Still a decent payout there, but sort of 100,000 credits, 90,000 credits for his efforts there. So well done to Sammie 2015 of the Lime Clan. And if you'd like to see one of your replays featured on World of Tanks with PR154, please give us a shout over Discord or any of the links below, and we'll do our best to sort you out. In the meantime, take care out there.